Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. It has now been confirmed by the Wall Street Journal. In other breaking news, I found a fork in my kitchen and water is wet. Actually, that one's debatable. But hi, how you doing? I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Today, we've got some breaking news. The Justice Department confirmed that in May, Trump was told multiple times that his name is in the Epstein list. Pam Bondi told him directly, which is funny because Trump was asked on camera if Pam Bondi told him that he's in the Epstein files, and he said no. The problem is that Donald Trump is a pathological liar. So essentially, anytime he's asked a question, listen to his answer and come up with the opposite, and that's the truth. So we're going to go over a little bit of this Wall Street Journal reporting. We're going to watch some CNN coverage of this whole thing. In other news, also, Ghislaine Maxwell, Trump's pedophile friend and Epstein's pedophile girlfriend, who was sentenced for sex trafficking, she is meeting with the Department of Justice right now, as of this filming, as of recording, and probably to come up with some sort of bullshit deal where she's going to say Trump has nothing to do with the Epstein files. He has never met Epstein. He's never even been in the same room as Epstein, even though we have footage of it. And in return, she'll get a presidential pardon and she'll be able to walk free. Now, I also have a theory, which is I don't believe for a second that Ghislaine Maxwell has ever stepped foot in a fucking prison cell. I don't believe that she's been living in prison this entire time since, what, 2017? The rich don't pay consequences. They don't pay for their crimes. That's not how this works, especially considering the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell has her little black book, and in that are pictures and videos of Donald Trump fucking children, because Donald Trump is a pedophile and the leader of a sex trafficking ring that was smuggling in girls from Eastern Bloc nations and putting them into Trump modeling management, using Mar-a-Lago as a breeding ground for these sexual predators such as Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. Again, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. I'm a dumbass from New York who majored in history and minors in political science, and I fucking hate fascism. So if you want to support this channel financially, because I have no funding, a couple ways you could do it are becoming a member on YouTube. Massive shout out to the members by becoming a patron on Patreon. Massive shout out to the patrons. You could also buy merch down below, use the Ground News discount down below, and you can click that thanks button to donate directly to the channel. Other than that, I think it's time to dive right into this fucking story because this is a shit show. Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. Now, note, Trump already came out and said, this is just another fake story. They're all fake stories. Anything that says I did something bad is fake. I have a micro penis. Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. Bondi also told President at the meeting that Justice decided to not release more Jeffrey Epstein documents because of the presence of child pornography and the need to protect victims. This is a lie. This is bullshit. Even if you have, like, child pornography and evidence in this case, because there's plenty of cases like this, you don't release that to the public. You just release everything else. You say, like, we have a file and this is the file. We're not going to show you the file. You don't post the video. This is the biggest bullshit ass fucking cop out I've ever seen. This is nobody is asking for that. I don't even need to know the victims' names, and I would assume that you wouldn't tell me their names. I would assume you would Jane Doe them, Katie Johnson them, or just fucking black line redacted. No one wants to see that. So this is just fucking bullshit. And this is the line that Trump is going to start feeding his fucking constituents and the conservative pundits. They're going to start saying, oh, well, if you want to see the Epstein files, it means you want to see child porn. What? Anyway, I got stuck in the headline there. When Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called, quote, a truckload of documents, end quote, related to the Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. So, from now on, you and I, we will only refer to these as the Trumpstein files, because Trump is not in them, Trump is them. These are the Trumpstein files. Hi, everybody. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files, the official said. Many other high-profile figures were also named, Trump was told. Being mentioned in the records isn't a sign of wrongdoing. Now, that's the Wall Street Journal trying to cover their own ass because they know Trump is going to sue them, but I won't hold back the way they are. Being mentioned in the Epstein files is absolutely a sign of wrongdoing. Is it a sign of criminal activity? No. I'm sure there are plenty of people who hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and didn't commit any crimes, but it is still a sign of wrongdoing. Even if you fucking delivered food to Epstein, that's a sign of wrongdoing because you're feeding a pedophile. You understand what I'm saying? And also being mentioned multiple times is definitely a fucking sign of wrongdoing. The officials said it was a routine briefing that covered a number of topics and that Trump's appearance in the documents wasn't the focus. They told the president at the meeting that the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, some of the officials said. One of the officials familiar with the documents said they contain hundreds of other names. Note, this is all coming out while we're finding out that Trump used to hold sex parties down in Mar-a-Lago and would invite all different rappers, including Diddy. And a lot of these rappers got to these sex parties and were like, hey, yo, that girl doesn't look of age. I'm very uncomfortable, and would leave these parties. We're talking about, like, rappers, bro. For a rapper to go down to your sex party and say, this is fucked up, and leave, means you need to be doing literal evil shit, like summoning Cthulhu levels of evil shit, dog. Oh, and mind you, Trump also said he would consider pardoning Diddy, so I don't know why anybody's surprised. They also told Trump that senior Justice Department officials didn't plan to release any more documents related to the investigation of the convicted sex offender because the material contained child pornography and victims' personal information. Okay, so just redact that. I got a crazy idea. Redact it. Is that nuts? Trump said at the meeting he would defer to the Justice Department's decision not to release any further files. So, this is all coming out. Meanwhile, watch this. This is from, 8 days ago. So, which makes me think that whoever this reporter is, they had the dirt. They knew.
Mr. President, your daughter-in-law said that there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done a very good job. And I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that. I would like to see that also. But I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important. And you want credible evidence for something like that. And I think the Attorney General has handled it very well.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the
No.
Yes. She told me that multiple times, but I told her that if she ever fucking says that again, I will throw her into the crocodiles. The crocodile I keep underneath the secret panel in the Oval. We have a bit of crocodiles, and it's good. It's very good.
She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by
Biden. They were made up by Biden. They were made up by Biden. And now I'm going to throw Obama in jail because Obama committed treason. Not me, never me.
We went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it. But she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release, yeah.
How about why don't you let us decide what's credible? Why don't you release all the documents and you let the American people read through all of them? I just finished a book, 400-page book. It was great. Why don't you give me the list, and I'll read through it, I'll tell you what's credible, and I'll decide who I think should be fucking prosecuted. Let the American people do it. Well, you don't think we're smart enough? Hey, the American people choose you as a president, so clearly we're smart enough to make the right decision, right, Mr. President? Right, Mr. President? Fucking fat orange doofus.
The Wall Street Journal is now reporting that Justice Department officials told President Trump in May that his name was among many names mentioned in the Epstein files.
Who knew?
The White House is now labeling as, quote, fake news, end quote.
Fake news.
Our panel will be here to weigh in, but we do want to start with CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed. We also have our Chief Congressional Correspondent Manu Raju on Capitol Hill. Paula, I want to go first to you, and especially this Wall Street Journal headline, which is that the Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files, that he was told at this meeting the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized.
And also, I'd like to point out something, that the Wall Street Journal is quite possibly one of the most well-respected journals out there. Like, news sources out there. There are many, you know, if CNN broke this or if MSNBC, it'd be different. But Wall Street Journal, brother, that is incredibly well known.
With Epstein in the past, some of the officials said. One of the officials familiar with the documents said that they contain hundreds of other names.
Okay, great. Give me all of them.
In the course of reporting this out, obviously. But what else do we know? And it also comes in the context of these court decisions today.
Let's start with Wall Street Journal reporting what we have not independently confirmed. We have received some statements from the Justice Department saying, quote, the DOJ and the FBI reviewed the Epstein files and reached the conclusion set out in the July 6 memo. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. We have filed.
Nothing in the files warranted further investigation? Yeah, and I'm a black woman.
A motion in court to unseal the underlying grand jury transcripts. We'll get to that in a second. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. So in that statement from the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General, they are not directly addressing the most significant part of this, which is the reporting that Trump was told. He was mentioned multiple times in these files. Now, there's also a statement from the FBI Director Kash Patel. It says the memo released on July 6 is consistent with a thorough review conducted by the FBI and DOJ.
The fucking Kash Patel, who was on Joe Rogan when the whole was he on Joe Rogan when Epstein thing, when Elon said that Trump was on the Epstein list? I think it was on Joe Rogan, right? Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. And then Kash Patel goes, oh, that's not really my avenue. You're the director of the FBI. This is literally your fucking avenue. This is the only avenue that you have. This is the only thing you're supposed to be doing. This is you. Fucking idiots.
Criminal leakers and fake news media tries tirelessly to undermine President Trump with smears, lies, and this story is no different. I'm reading that because it suggested to me that the FBI director there is calling the story a lie, but that's not actually specifically what he's saying. And I think all this is really important, Casey, because if we go back to the first Bondi-related Epstein controversy, you may remember she held an event to great fanfare at the White House where she handed out binders of what was promised to be new information related to the Epstein investigations.
Yeah,
and
they
a
got
lot of MAGA lines that were already well known. They were flight.
Remember when they handed this shit out to all of these MAGA pundits, all of these fucking fake-ass political commentators? Look at this dipshit in his fucking hat. Look what we got. And then they open that up, and it's just a picture of Trump's nuts.
Logs. There's a lot of frustration around Bondi's handling of that incident, so it tracks with what the Wall Street Journal.
Now, remember, Elon Musk is the one who dropped this whole bomb, right? And was like, you want it ready for the big bomb? Donald Trump is on the Epstein list. Remember? Big bomb. And then Trump went quiet. Well, I think Elon has more dirt. Perhaps it has something to do with the fact that Elon Musk was the head of Doge, and you let Doge hack into every single electronic device in the White House and in the Capitol. You let Doge access every single server in the United States of America and some in Russia. You don't think he got it? Where do you think it is? It's sitting on Elon's desk, and now Elon's waiting for the moment to fucking strike, the goddamn Nazi. And Trump, out of nowhere, with no reasoning, posts this. Everyone is stating that I will destroy Elon's companies by taking some, if not all, of the large-scale subsidies he receives, or by taking away some, if not all, of the large-scale subsidies he receives from the U.S. government. This is not so. I want Elon and all businesses within our country to thrive, in fact, thrive like never before. The better they do, the better the USA does, and that's good for all of us. We are setting records every day, and I want to keep it that way. You know what this is? A thinly veiled threat. A very thinly veiled threat. He's saying, Elon, if you release whatever the fuck you have, I will take away all of your government subsidies. Now, here's the thing. Trump thinks he would win that fight. He wouldn't. Elon Musk is almost a trillionaire. Elon Musk is the richest man in human history. Elon Musk is capable of buying his support. Donald is not. Donald has money, nowhere near the amount of money that Elon has, and you live in a capitalist organization of the economy. He who has more money wins. That's the state of this goddamn country. You will not win this fight, Donald. And honestly, it's a fucking win-win for all of us watching because Elon Musk is a fucking piece of shit. Go ahead, attack Donald Trump all you fucking want and destroy Trump. As soon as Trump is gone, the very leopards that you have tamed will come for your fucking face, Elon, you dumb bastard. Now, moving on to the final topic of the day. Ghislaine Maxwell. She is meeting with the DOJ today about the Trumpstein files. Justice Department prosecutors interviewed Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell on Thursday after officials said they would ask her about the Epstein's other associates, but critics have raised concerns about whether her testimony can be trusted, pointed to Maxwell's ongoing prison sentence and history of allegedly lying under oath. DOJ officials are interviewing Maxwell at a courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida on Thursday, with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Maxwell's attorneys reportedly arriving around 9 a.m. Now also, meeting at a courthouse with somebody in prison is very strange. The DOJ should have gone to the prison to meet with her. It's part of the reason why I don't believe she has ever been in a prison. I don't believe she's been in a prison this entire fucking time. Dead ass. Blanche previously said the agency wanted to speak with her to find out, quote, information about anyone who has committed crimes against the victims. By victims, they mean Donald Trump. The interview comes as the DOJ has controversially refused to otherwise release documents about its investigation to Epstein, and as Maxwell serves a 20-year prison sentence after being convicted for charges of sex trafficking and transporting minors to participate in illegal sex acts. I'd like to also bring up one other thing. 20 years? 20 years? Brother, life. Life. Sex trafficking and transporting minors to participate in illegal sex acts? 20 years? Life. No parole. How is this controversial? That what I just said should not be controversial. Maxwell was never tried or convicted of perjury. The charges were separated from her other accounts 2021 trial, which sought a retrial over sex trafficking charges. Prosecutors offered to drop the perjury charges as long as her conviction on another more serious counts were allowed to stand. Just absolutely insane levels of shit. Now, I want to close this off with something fun, which is going to be Trump South Park. Let's see if they have it available on YouTube, because it is grim.
This is the painting you asked for, sir.
Where's my dick so small?
But that's the size it is in the photo.
Get this guy out of here! I'm gonna sue you! I'm gonna sue both of you!
It's a long fucking coverage.
The episode for their job in the Oval. Paramount paid $16 million to the...
And this is all because I'm pretty sure South Park is owned by Paramount, which Trump just sued. It's sort of like a big fuck you to both Paramount and Trump. But they have an absolutely insane episode that I couldn't really show you if I fucking wanted. That's going to get copyrighted anyway. But listen, go watch that. Go watch that episode of Trump South Park. It is unbelievable. Trump's micro penis comes out and starts talking. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, yeah, this is a ray gun. If you're here pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. If you're watching this live, you stay. We're going to keep going for a little bit longer. And do me one other favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers.